Dear students, so we are going to study next part of this chapter, structural organization of animal, rabbit. Okay, last class we discussed about leech. Leech is an invertebrate. We discussed about digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, and nervous system, and reproductive system, and parasitic adaptations of leech. Now we are going to deal with rabbit. So what about rabbit? The taxonomic position of rabbit. Taxonomic position. So in which phylum rabbit included? Phylum Chordata. Phylum Chordata. Subphylum Vertebrata. Subphylum Vertebrata. Then class Mammalia. Then order Lagomorpha. Then order Lagomorpha. Then genus Ornitholagus. Then finally species Cuniculus. So rabbit scientific name Ornitholagus cuniculus. Ornitholagus cuniculus. Okay, so keep in mind taxonomic position of rabbit, phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata, class Mammalia, order Lagomorpha, genus Ornitholagus, and species Cuniculus. Okay. So now next we are going to discuss habit and habitat of leaf. Okay. So rabbit, they are gentle and timid animal. Gentle and timid animal. Timid meaning like a lack of confidence, always fearing. Okay. And they are live in burrows. And they show leaping movements. And rabbits are herbivores. What is meant by herbivore? The animal which eat grasses and vegetables and plants, they are called herbivores. Okay, so rabbits, they are herbivores. They eat grasses, they eat grass, vegetable, carrot, turnip, like vegetable, and they are gregarious animals. Gregarious, that means they move in groups. Okay, so such kind of these are the main characters about rabbit. So they are gentle and timid animal. They live in burrows and they show leaping movements. Okay, and they eat grasses and vegetables, and they are gregarious animal. Then next we are going to deal with so let's check external morphology of rabbit. Rabbit, their body is like something like cylindrical and elongated body, and they have the female and male size always like same, and they have about 45 centimeter length and weight about 2.25 kilogram, and the color, rabbit color, varies from black to white, and the body is covered with fur. These are the main points regarding external morphology. So shape is like something like a cylindrical or elongated body, and both male and female rabbit, they are looking like same size, and they are always their body is covered with fur, and the length is about 45 centimeter and weight is around 2.25 kilogram, and the color varies from dark to black to white. Okay. So next, body division of rabbit. Body division. Body of rabbit is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. Okay. And what about head? Head region, it is something like ovoid, flattened, with a mouth, with a truncated snout, mouth, nostril and external nails, eyes, ear pinna and vibrissae. Okay, so they have ovoid head, something like this, and they have truncated snout. This is snout. They have truncated snout, and they have mouth, and they have nostril with nostrils and external nares, something like this. This is external nares, with eyes, ear, and with the vibrissae. Vibrissae are tactile hairs present in mammals, or vibrissae it is otherwise called whiskers. Okay, so on the head region they have, the head region is ovoid, flattened, with a truncated snout and with the nostril, mouth and external nares and vibrissae and eyes and with ear and ear pinna. Okay, then next we are going to discuss with the neck. This neck region, neck part, which connects head and trunk and which help to rotate the head. Then coming to next part, trunk. Trunk which divide into anterior thorax and posterior abdomen. So in case of humans, this part is called thoracic part region, and below part is called abdominal region. Same like in rabbit, trunk also divided into anterior thorax and posterior abdomen. In females, on posterior abdomen 5 teeth or 5 nipples are present, and also anus present posterior end of their body, and in case of male, on the ventral side penis present, and this testis they are present on the ventral side in a scrotal sacs. Okay, the last body part, tail. They are very shorter and which is used to give signal. Then one more point, on the trunk pentadactyl limbs are present with the claws. Pentadactyl limbs are present. They have shorter forelimb. Their forelimb is shorter than hind limbs. Okay. Next we are going to discuss integument or skin. Integument, otherwise called skin. So this integument or skin which form outer covering of the body. Okay, which forms outer covering of the body. Integument or skin. From this integument or skin, the various structures are formed, like nail, hairs and claws and glands which are developed from this integument or skin of this animal. So basically there are three glands are present which are formed from integument, sweat glands and sebaceous glands and mammary glands. So they are under the class mammalia. So why? Because they have mammary glands. The sweaty glands and sebaceous gland, they regulate temperature. They help to regulate body temperature. And mammary gland which secrete milk. Okay. So these are the part about integument. Next we are going to discuss body cavity. Body cavity or coelom. You know what is coelom? The cavity present between body wall and alimentary canal. That is called coelom. The cavity present between body wall and alimentary canal is called coelom. So rabbit, they have body cavity, so they are coelomate animals. Rabbit is a coelomate animal. Okay. The body of this rabbit, which is divisible into thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. Thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. The thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity, they are separated by diaphragm. Okay. So thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. Suppose this is thoracic cavity and this is abdominal cavity. In between thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity, diaphragm present, and it is a characteristic feature of mammals. Okay, presence of diaphragm, which helps in movements of lungs. So during the respiration, lungs expand and they contract with the help of diaphragm. Okay, so respiratory movement occur by the help of diaphragm. Where diaphragm present? Between thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. In the thoracic cavity, what you can see, lungs and heart situated. In abdominal cavity, digestive system, and urinogenital system present. Okay, so their body cavity divisible into thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. Heart and lungs lies in thoracic cavity, and digestive system and urinogenital system lies in the abdominal cavity. And thoracic cavity, abdominal cavity, they are separated by diaphragm. Now we are going to deal with digestive system of the rabbit. Digestive system. Rabbit digestive system consists of mainly alimentary canal, and associated glands, associated digestive glands. Okay. So alimentary canal, just start from alimentary canal, start from mouth, then buccal cavity, then pharynx, esophagus, then stomach. Esophagus leads to stomach, stomach leads to small intestine, and large intestine, finally rectum and anus. Okay, so this is about our digestive system. Rabbit digestive system: mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and finally anus. So next we are deal with what about mouth. Okay. Mouth, which is occupied by upper and lower limbs, okay, and which leads to, this mouth leads to buccal cavity, and this buccal cavity is provided with a muscular tongue and a jaw which bears teeth. Okay. Then after buccal cavity, which leads to pharynx, and pharynx which leads to esophagus. Then from esophagus it leads to stomach. Then from the stomach it leads to small intestine. And then large intestine. So at the junction between small intestine and large intestine, a thin-walled sac-like structure, something like this, a sac-like structure present, that is called cecum. Okay, and this sac-like structure which helps in grass digestion, because they produce the enzyme which contains so many microorganisms which produce the enzyme called cellulase, and this microorganism, they produce this cellulase, so rabbit can digest the cellulose content present in grass. Okay, they can easily digest the grass. So it is present inside a thin walled sac-like structure called cecum. Then after it leads to large intestine with colon, is divided into colon and rectum, and finally which open out anus. So undigested waste material go outside through the anus. Next about digestive glands. Associated digestive glands. So they have the glands like salivary gland and gastric glands, and liver and pancreas and intestinal glands. Okay, so the associated glands include salivary gland, gastric gland, liver, pancreas